Ladies and gentlemen, today we are not going to be doing an intro because today is quite honestly a sad day. There's no other way to put it. The Batman Part 2 has been delayed another year, as you guys can tell from the title here. I'm honestly really hurt. I just want to get this part of the video out of the way so that we could actually analyze the situation and talk about what's going on, but the Batman Part 2 has been delayed another year, and it sucks from a fan's perspective. There's really no other way to put it. The Batman is pretty much my favorite film of all time right now. You know, that it kind of fluctuates, but right now, especially coming off that Penguin series, the Batman is just so fresh in my mind. I just rewatched it recently. It's incredible. It's incredible filmmaking. It's incredible storytelling, great character development, and it just has such a great feel and a great look. Matt Reeves did such a great job, especially that I'm, a very superhero-oriented guy, especially on this channel. I love talking about superhero movies. Super excited for Superman, which we'll be talking about in a second, but yeah. For those of you that don't know, this movie was slated to come out October of 2025, in less than a year. Unfortunately, delays with the script happened, and I understand they want to take their time with quality, and the movie was delayed a year to 2026 October. Honestly, that really sucks, but I was okay with it because I know that they're going to cook something up great, and it made sense, honestly, especially after the writer's strike, and Matt Reeves was just given a little bit more breathing room. I think that was a totally fine decision. Did it hurt at the time a couple months ago when that happened? I think that was like earlier this year, maybe in the spring. Yes, that did hurt, but I was okay with it. I was like, you know what, let's just suck it up, because even right now, at the time I'm recording this, it's less than 2 years away, way less than 2 years, so that's fine, right? But now it's been delayed another year. I am constantly following movie news. It's like my favorite hobby, honestly, movie news specifically. Of course I love movies, but I'm just saying I love following news, every little detail on what's releasing, castings, all that. This is the worst, most heartbreaking movie news that I've heard since earlier this year when the Batman Part 2 got delayed a year. I feel like that's just so ironic that literally every single heartbreaking piece of information that really just hurts me deep down is because of the Batman Part 2. I feel like this movie at this point is never coming out, but listen, let's look at this on a positive note, okay? Let's really dive into how this could maybe be a good thing, okay? I want to start off with the first reason why I think this movie might have been delayed. This is me kind of coping, I'm going to be honest. I feel like this is me, honestly, going into like a crazy state of mind here. There's a good chance, I feel, that they're actually going to film the Batman Part 2 and Part 3 back to back. I have a feeling that they're just going to have this go as one story. Maybe 2027 in October, this movie will come out, the Batman Part 2 I'm referring to. Then in October 2028, 1 year later, the third film will come out. Maybe they're just trying to have it be a bit more cohesive. They know the fans have been waiting. And Matt Reeves was like, you know what, let me just write both scripts while I have the time. He clearly has the time now. And I think that would make sense, especially because Robert Pattinson's getting a little bit older. Not that he's super old or anything. The guy's in the prime of his career. But you don't want to make him frustrated. I think, let's just end out this trilogy. Not that we want to rush it. Clearly they're not rushing it because they're delaying these movies every 2 seconds. But they're going to have them come out back to back. They're writing them back to back. Maybe we'll get another spin-off show just to kind of solidify this universe, whether it's a Penguin Season 2 or another one, just to kind of fill in the gaps. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I don't even know if that's happening, and I think there really is one reason that scares me as to why this movie got delayed. I don't think it's going to be canceled, nothing crazy like that. I have a feeling that they're going to be merging the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, into the new DCU. Honestly, that scares me because even if I end up loving Superman is my most anticipated film of next year without a doubt. I'm just afraid that meshing them together won't properly work because I haven't seen the Superman movie, right? Even if it's amazing, just watching the trailer, you could tell they're just completely different vibes. It just doesn't feel like they'd be in the same universe. And I don't know if I'd want to see this really grounded Batman that's almost Sopranos-like and it's almost Seven-like, like the movie Seven. It's very mystery thriller-oriented. I don't know if I want to see that mixed in to a more sci-fi, fantastical world. I just have a feeling that's what's going to happen here because at the end of the day, these movie studios care about money, so they're going to be thinking, oh my god, what if we just put our really popular Superman in the same universe as our really popular and beloved Batman, and we mesh them together? That scares me, I'm going to be honest. And listen, I've trusted James Gunn up to this point. James Gunn's probably my favorite director. Love the guy. I think he's made so many smart decisions with DC. But I just feel like there's some head-scratching decisions that are starting to be made. The Clayface movie, which I didn't make a video on, is coming out. I think that's very interesting. It's going to be in the DCU. Is that the direction I would have went? No, I'd rather see a Wonder Woman or a Flash movie, but I'm sure they have some type of story that they're trying to set up. But my other question is, when is The Brave and the Bold going to end up coming out, which is going to be apparently the DCU's Batman? Is Robert Pattinson just going to be the DCU's Batman, and then The Brave and the Bold is canceled? Are we going to introduce Robin and Nightwing and all these characters into Robert Pattinson's The Batman Part 2? It's just confusing, and I don't want to say it's upsetting to me, and obviously as time goes on we'll get more clarity and more of a direction, but I wonder if they're waiting to see if Superman is a success at the box office, and that's why this was delayed, to see if they want to merge them or not. My personal opinion, like you could probably tell from how I've been my energy over the course of this video, is that I really don't want these people together. I think that they are so great individually. I haven't seen Superman. I'm talking about, just watching the trailer, the vibe I get from that universe. The Batman I love, obviously. I mean, I've made that very clear. I feel like you don't always need to merge things together. Two legends can coexist. They don't need to exist within the same space. They don't need to be fighting together. Would it be really cool if maybe there was like a magazine photo shoot, and I mean this seriously, where the Batman, Robert Pattinson and David Cornstalk are standing next to each other like the new era of DC? I think that would be really cool as like a magazine cover. I don't know if it would be cool as a movie or to incorporate this into their universe, because Robert Pattinson is such a phenomenal actor. And as much as I absolutely love him as the Batman, it's obviously my favorite role of his, without a doubt, I don't know if I even want him spending his whole career as Batman. I think a trilogy is more than enough. I look at someone like Christian Bale. He did a Batman trilogy, and he had a phenomenal career outside of there. I don't know if I want Robert Pattinson to be playing Batman for 20 years across 10 different films, and he's jumping into Justice League movies. The best way I could put it, actually, which kind of just reminded me, is that I can't see Robert Pattinson's Batman in a Justice League movie. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me because he's just so grounded, which is okay because I love that film. But I would honestly like to see a new Batman. And honestly, making The Brave and the Bold with like Andy Muschietti who's going to be directing it, I don't think that movie is going to be as good as The Dark Knight or even The Batman, but I would still rather see a new take on Batman. One common complaint I hear that honestly does frustrate me is that general audiences are going to get confused if there's two Batmans at the same time. Guys, I know that general audiences, and I'm just going to be like very, straight up with you guys, can be very naive and kind of stupid at times, but at the same time, I think that they can comprehend, oh, these are two Batmans in two different universes. I think that we can put our trust and faith in people to a point where we can think that they have common sense. Let's just be realistic here, right? You explain that to someone over the course of 90 seconds, maybe, not even realistically, and I think they'll understand the basic concept, okay? It's just frustrating and it is upsetting, and again, I am a firm believer, super firm believer, in letting creatives take their time. Give creative people the time they need to make good projects, because usually rushed projects, sometimes they work out, don't end up being that good, or at least don't end up reaching their fullest potential. The Batman, they're clearly giving a lot of tender love and care. The reason I say that phrase is because Beyond the Spider-Verse has been basically delayed into oblivion, but we just got news that they're really taking time and they're using their tender love and care on this movie. And I like to hear that at least. Don't rush a film out, take your time. But at the same time, again, just from a fan's perspective, if I really want to, dive into my selfish desires, I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed. But I get it, I understand. But it sucks. And again, I'm excited to see what they cook up, but also it scares me, and this is obviously just how life is, that when this movie comes out, I'm going to be 25 years old. If you're older than me and you're already 25 watching this video, you're probably like, well, damn, are you calling me old? But if you're younger than me, you're probably going to be saying, damn, you're old as hell. Give me a break, okay? I'm 22 years old, but seriously, 25? What the hell is going on here? Like, seriously, what's going on? This is nuts. This is nuts, but also, I trust them. At the end of the day, I feel like James Gunn and Matt Reeves are like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. They're in this together, they know what they're doing, and at the end of the day, you just gotta have some faith in them, and you just gotta trust them. It's painful right now, but one day down the line, it will pay off, and we'll be sitting in that theater watching hopefully one of the greatest superhero films of all time. That's just about my thoughts today. Sorry for my low energy. Of course, I got my black t-shirt on like I do in pretty much every single video because today feels like a funeral for the Batman Part 2. Hopefully it won't be, though, and hopefully this movie won't be canceled, seriously. But yeah, that's going to just about do it for this video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.